welcome back to my channel. This is Baker Like Anita. If you are new here, welcome. This channel is about baking and wholesomeness and just being a good person. We stay in the kitchen most of the time and we bake delicious goodies that I hope you will one day also try yourself. So if you're interested in any or all of that, please do subscribe. Like, we are enjoying basically. If you are watching without subscribing, it's actually free. So I'm gonna give you a second just to subscribe and then we can get the show on the road. So today is the 13th of February, which means it's the day before Valentine's Day. And so I'm making a cupcake bouquet that yeah, I just wanted to share how I got about making, how I went about making this cupcake bouquet. So I have my vanilla cupcakes here. It actually came out really well. I'm really surprised. So those are the cupcakes, and then I'm just waiting for the chocolate filling that I'm going to put in the cupcakes to cool down in the fridge. So I'm firstly gonna color my buttercream and then put the buttercream in the piping bags, and then I will start decorating. So let me first show you how I went about creating the bouquet. Basically what I have here is my bouquet set up. So these are 8 paper cups that I've put together using some sellotape. So basically what I'm going to do is put all of the cupcakes in these holes and then put some crepe paper in between and just try my best to make it look like a bouquet. I've done it before and it worked out pretty well. So this is kind of my second attempt, so I'm hoping that it's going to look a lot more realistic and just come out better in general. So oh yeah, another thing I wanted to show you is that when you put it down, it's kind of like uneven. So I'm thinking of putting this cake board underneath and then putting the paper and everything around here with sellotape. I'd rather just show you actually than just me talking, so let me do that. So like I said, I used crepe paper to basically fill the spaces between the paper cups. So I tried as much to cover basically the holes, but also to fill it in a way that makes it kind of less visible that these are actual paper cups. So you want to kind of just randomly place the paper in between all of the spaces. So I did it around the middle cup, but also then I added the crepe paper to the sides as well where the sellotape was coming from. I actually meant to buy pink paper, so this was basically falsely advertised, but that's fine. So that's why I later decided to use a bit of purple and pink in the bouquet as well. So I basically cut some long rectangular pieces of crepe paper, and so because it's folded, it made it much easier to measure out. So then I cut out basically the same length of paper and then try to place it around. So you want to make it a bit jagged just so that it it's not completely kind of level, just to give it that realistic feel. And then I basically used a lot of sellotape for this part. It's okay to also not be as neat here because it won't show in the end. So I used a lot of sellotape just to secure it between the different sheets of paper, but also importantly onto the paper cups. And so you want to make sure that there's a little bit of, you want to basically cover up the paper cups as much as possible. Even if not all sides are completely covered here, it's actually still fine because you're still going to use brown paper as well. So I added a lid of like a plastic tub that I have underneath instead of the cake board, just to make it more even, and I think it fit perfectly, but you can use anything just to make the surface flat at the bottom. So you can obviously use any configuration or any type of rose or flower nozzles. These are just the specific ones that I like to use and I'm a lot more comfortable with now. So I found that between making these cupcakes that it helped to put each of the piping bags that I wasn't using at the time in the fridge, and immediately after placing or making the cupcake, and once I decorated it, I also put each of them in the fridge just so that they sit, because it's important that the icing doesn't move when you want to put it in the cupcake bouquet or the paper cups that we're going to be using. After I had finished decorating the cupcakes, then I put them in the fridge to set. And then I took some brown cover paper. This is normal
paper that you can use to cover books and stuff. So I made sure to cover the plastic underneath, that I used that lid to secure it. So I put the brown paper underneath just to make sure that it's also easier to hold, and it's kind of, yeah, more uniform, and that everything is kind of sealed. So here it's a lot more important to be a little bit neater with the sellotape, but also just to make sure that you use the paper to fill in the blank spaces, or the spaces between the purple crepe paper where you didn't get it filled before. So yeah, basically you can just see what I'm doing here in the video. Is just kind of filling in the spaces and basically overlapping the different pieces of paper, just so that there's that jagged look. I also like to put paper cups in the paper cups. Are they all called paper cups? This is very strange. Okay, but I put cupcake casings in the paper cups, just so that in case the cupcake is too small, it doesn't fall through, and just to make, yeah, just to cover up the space. So I was quite surprised to see that I didn't really need to do this step, but it just feels like it's important if you think that your paper, if your cupcakes are a little bit smaller than the cups. But these cups are quite small also, so I didn't really need to do this step. But what I did find useful was this step actually of putting a different color crepe paper to cushion basically the cupcake. So this helped to fill in the gaps, and so that you don't see the white of the paper cups, but also to cushion the cupcakes when you put them in the cups, because they can be very heavy, especially when they're iced, and so it's very possible for them to fall through and kind of sink to the bottom. So this really helped to kind of cushion and make the space a lot tighter. Yeah, so then I just added all of the cupcakes, and as you can see, they kind of nestled in nicely. So the different color green also helped to add a different color dimension and add kind of to the leafiness of the bouquet.